Hello everybody, welcome to the Comic Gamer Movie Show. My name is Deshaun and I'm sorry about this bright ass light. It's a whole fucking thing I can't get into right now. But just ahead of time, I am sorry about the bright light. But I am here to review that Deadpool and Wolverine trailer. We finally get a good look at Hugh Jackman returning as Wolverine for at least one final time, though the rumor is he only accepted one of the conditions of his return was he would get to share a scene with Robert Downey Jr. and Tobey Maguire in Secret Wars. So we don't know how this is gonna go. Now I kind of have a feeling that, or at least I get a gut feeling of how this is gonna go. I get the feeling he's gonna die in this movie. That's just a feeling that I get. I get the distinct feeling that Marvel is getting ready to move on past this whole multiverse thing, like very soon, which they were gonna do anyways. You can't keep a door like the multiverse open entirely for forever, because, you know, as long as the multiverse is open, you basically got to get out of jail free card. So you can't keep the multiverse card open forever. You gotta close the door on that so that you can tell different kinds of stories and make the stakes in the here and now matter. Now, granted, things are gonna get weird if they ever try to do Days of Future Past over again when they get with their version of the X-Men. So maybe they'll, you know, come back to the multiverse. But I get the feeling that this next phase of Marvel, the saga of Marvel, they were gonna leave the multiverse behind anyways, with the way things are going in the MCU, with ups and downs and ups and downs and ups and downs, and that hasn't been very consistent. You come out with a Loki, and then you come out with the Secret Invasions. It's just kind of all over the place right now in terms of quality in the MCU. You just don't know what you're gonna get. You're gonna get Black Panther, you're gonna get Guardians of the Galaxy, or you're gonna get Ant-Man, Quantumania. It's kind of been all over the place at Marvel lately. So I get the feeling that they really do want to just get through this and move on. So which leads me to the conclusion that this trailer in particular really makes me feel like Wolverine's gonna die. Because up top, they declare right off the bat, this version of Wolverine Hugh Jackman is playing is not a version that we haven't seen. This isn't the version of Wolverine from Days of Future Past. This isn't the version of Wolverine from the original trilogy. This isn't even Logan Wolverine. This is a completely new Wolverine who just looks like Hugh Jackman. It's the same concept that they played with Professor X and almost at Quantumania, Multiverse of Madness. That is Professor X. This is a different Professor X. No, this isn't the animated series Professor X, and this isn't the original, trilogy Professor X. This is a different Professor X who just so happens to look like Patrick Stewart and share a lot of qualities of the old Professor X. Because when you have a multiverse, you can just kind of do that kind of shit. So, and that's kind of one of the things they're playing with this version of Wolverine. This is a version of Wolverine who failed. And we've already kind of seen this done with Wolverine and Logan. Wolverine and Logan feeling like he failed. But that version of Wolverine, it was a different kind of thing, right? Because that version of Wolverine, what's the word I'm looking for? You didn't get the feeling that it wasn't really his fault that what happened to the X-Men, that they died. It was Professor X's fault, really, because he couldn't control his mind anymore. But it wasn't Wolverine himself's fault. Only that was a Wolverine who had lived too long, who was alone, who had lost too much. Whereas this Wolverine, the vibe you get is he failed the X-Men. Also, that Wolverine was a Wolverine who was being infected with that virus that was making him age slower, was making his abilities work worse. So, he was breaking down. He was breaking down. He was old. He had no one left that he loved. The only person he loved was losing his mind, was breaking down and losing it too. Like, that version of Wolverine was really like, he was on his last legs. Whereas this one seemingly failed to save his version of his X-Men. He failed. Whatever happened, he screwed up, and he screwed up in such a major way that the TVA themselves are like, oh, that Wolverine? We know about that one. That's the failure Wolverine. You know, in a way, he's like a variant. He's like the worst variant. Well, not the worst variant, but he's the one who's like, oh yeah, that Wolverine. You can pick any other Wolverine in this fucking multiverse, but you picked the shit one. Like, so that's an interesting idea. So this Wolverine is obviously gonna be in this movie trying to redeem himself from whatever happened in his universe. By the way, that's just what I'm assuming is that just his X-Men that died. He could come from a universe that had even more superheroes as they open the door for that at the end of the Marvels of the X-Men being in a world with other superheroes. So that's kind of cool. So Hugh Jackman's gonna. So it's not just Hugh Jackman showing up to make a cameo appearance. It's not just like this shoe-in thing, because clearly Wolverine failed to save his people, and with all this multiverse things going on, I get the feeling that the movie will be centered around Deadpool trying to save his family and Wolverine trying to redeem the fact that he failed to save his. And that's the core of the movie. That seems like a great core. Obviously, great song choice with Madonna. Like, you know, Deadpool always going to choose a funny song, man. And that one was funny. Awesome action sequences. Great references. I mean, there are some references off the chain. I mean, you see, like, if you, like, pause, this is one of those trailers that if you pause at the right moment, you'll just see shit. You pause at the right moment, you'll see Lady Deathstrike. You pause at the right moment, you see Toad. Yeah, it's from the original X-Men movies. You'll see Azazel from First Class. There's a giant Ant-Man skull with the fucking, there's a giant Ant-Man head with the skull inside of it. There's a lot going on, man, and it's so cool. And then obviously the end tag with Deadpool making his Kevin Feige no cocaine reference is pretty funny. I actually already heard about that joke. That's the only reason, like, this trailer didn't hit me like it's hitting so many other people, is because I had heard about the trailer that they showed at CinemaCon, like, last week. And a lot of that trailer from CinemaCon was here too. So this trailer isn't hitting me like it should, but I'm still excited. I loved it. I thought it was fun. It's upbeat. It has a core. We kind of got an idea what the core story is going to be. I don't know how this is going to go down, though. I am so curious about how Marvel's going to do this, because there's all these whispers out there about a soft reboot. And I hate the phrase soft reboot. When I hear soft reboot insinuated in the same category with the MCU, it makes me like, what the fuck are you talking about? Soft reboot? What soft reboot? What are you talking about? Are things going perfect right now? No, things aren't going perfect right now. But it ain't going reboot bad. Okay, it ain't going that guy. It ain't going, we need to reboot. But at the same time, we all wondered how they were going to get the Fantastic Four in there. We all wondered how they were going to get the X-Men in there. We all wondered how they were going to get Deadpool in there. And if they're going to, like, just, like, I don't know about the X-Men bit. Deadpool and Fantastic Four, fine. I could go with that. I could go with them coming from different universes and coming over here. Because it's like, okay, to be fair, most of the most important people to the Fantastic Four are their family. As long as Deadpool can bring his family with him, he'll be fine. Like, sure, there are some mutants in his family, but it ain't nothing to just... I don't know how they're going to handle that. I really don't. Like, are they going to let him bring all his family to the MCU? Is Hugh Jackman going to come over? I don't think Hugh Jackman's going to want to come over, because I feel like Feige, and me personally, I've been ready for a new Wolverine. Like, I've been ready for a new Wolverine for, like, going on, God, when did Logan end? Nah, it ain't been that long. But I've been ready, dude. I've been ready for the MCU Wolverine. I've been ready for the MCU's take on the X-Men. And I don't like the whole, this is how we get the X-Men from the multiverse. You know what I mean? I could take the Fantastic Four. I could take Deadpool. But I don't like the idea of getting the X-Men that way. It just doesn't feel organic, because if we're doing this thing where we're rewriting Marvel history and we're kind of like fusing the worlds, then are we saying that this is a world where, so did the events that happened in the past even happen? Does Endgame matter? Does any of that shit matter? Does the first Captain America, does all that even matter if you're gonna like soft reboot, so to speak? And I don't, like I said, I don't like the idea of that. That just doesn't feel right to me. Just the idea of a soft reboot. So I always thought they should have just said the snap caused I always said they should have said the snap caused mutation on a massive scale. I would have treated it like the Terrigen Mist. So, ironically, so in the Marvel Comics, the Inhumans, like, Inhumans had already existed before this huge Terrigen Mist thing happened, and a shit ton of people started turning into Inhumans around the world. I would have just done it like that, but them going for, but I just really hope that the whole mashing multiverses together to get the X-Men, to get mutants in the MCU, I really hope that it is not true, but who knows. Anyways, this trailer was awesome. I love the action sequences. You can already tell Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman are going to have amazing chemistry, which they do. They're really good friends in real life, so you can already kind of feel that here. Deadpool and Wolverine are an iconic duo in Marvel Comics. Not like duo in the sense that they team up all the time, but duo in the sense that whenever they're together, it's a treat. Obviously, one of the reasons Wade even has his healing factor came from Wolverine. And Wade, there's two characters Wade Wilson, aka Deadpool, loves to interact with, and that is Wolverine and Spider-Man. And you know Ryan Reynolds is fucking thumping on Sony's door. He is bumping that fucking door to try and get a team up with Spider-Man. He is, because that's all that's left now, man. He's getting the Wolverine thing. We never thought we'd get this. This is amazing. I never thought I'd see Hugh Jackman in the yellow and blue suit. This is fucking nuts. And he got the arms, dude. I never thought I would see that. So next up is, I gotta see Deadpool on screen with Spider-Man. Even if they just share a scene, I gotta see it. Because I'm just like, whoo. If they just share a scene, I'd love it. But I just feel like I gotta see Deadpool on screen with Spider-Man now. But anyways, love the trailer. A lot of expectations, a lot of Easter eggs in here. The movie's coming out in July. I can't wait. I can't wait. Anyways, thank you guys for joining the Comic Movie Show. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.